Your payslip has a line called Super. That money is yours. You just cannot spend it yet. This is part 1 of the Australian Super series, What Super is, the 12% your employer has to pay, and Payday Super, which started on the 1st of July 2026. General information only, not personal financial advice. Check ato.gov.au or moneysmart.gov.au for your situation. Super is money put aside for your retirement. Your employer pays it into a super fund. The fund invests it over a working life that can grow into the biggest pile of money most of us ever own. It is not a gift from the government. It is not your boss's money sitting in their account. It is your money, in a locked box, until the law lets you open it. If you are 18 or older and you have a job in Australia, your employer usually has to pay super. Full-time, part-time, casual, does not matter. Under 18, they have to pay it if you work more than 30 hours in a week. The rate is 12%. It hit 12% on the 1st of July 2025. It is still 12% this year, 2026-27. It is not going up again under the current law. 12% of what? Of your qualifying earnings. For most people, that is your ordinary hours pay, your normal wage, including things like shift penalties and annual leave. Overtime usually does not count. Some employers pay more than 12%. 12 is the legal minimum. On an $80,000 salary plus super, 12% is $9,600 for the year. We will break that into payday dollars in part 2. The big change this year is when it is paid. Before the 1st of July 2026, your employer only had to get super into your fund once a quarter. The payslip showed it. The money often sat for weeks. From the 1st of July 2026, that is Payday Super. Your employer has to pay super for each payday. The contribution should reach your fund within 7 business days of payday, with enough information to put it on your account. That does not change how much you get. It changes the timing. The money can start growing sooner. You can also spot a missing payment faster. The amount on your payslip is what they should have sent. It is not proof it arrived. The fund is proof. After you get paid, open your Super app. If it has not landed after 7 business days, ask your employer when they paid it, which fund, and how much. If it is still missing, you can report unpaid super to the ATO. Do not just hope. Most awards are plus super, the 12% sits on top of your wage. If your contract says inclusive of super, the 12% comes out of that wage. Check which one you are on. It changes the dollars. You cannot spend this yet. Super is built for retirement. For anyone born from the 1st of July 1964, preservation age is 60. You can usually access it from 60 if you retire or leave a job, or from 65 even if you are still working. There are narrow early access rules: first home, serious illness, severe hardship. It is not a rainy day account. Skip it for a few years in your 20s, and you do not just lose those contributions. You lose decades of growth on them. That is the point of the lock. Why lock it? 2 reasons. First, it is meant to last when you stop working. Second, it is taxed less than money outside super, which is the next video. The fund invests it. If you do not pick an option, you usually land in the fund's My Super product, a simple default built for most people. You can change that. Growth, balanced, conservative, different risk, different ride. You can usually choose which fund gets the money. If you do not choose, your existing account is meant to follow you to the new job. That is called a stapled fund. First job and no account yet. Your employer puts you in their default fund. Choosing a fund is part 3. Do not pick from an ad. Give your fund your tax file number. Without it they can take extra tax, and government top-ups can bounce. If you have had a few jobs, you might have a few accounts. That is how super goes missing. You can see every account the ATO knows about in My Governor Finding Lost Super is in part 3. If you work for yourself, there is no employer to pay the 12%. You can still put money in. Some contractors paid mainly for their labor still have to be paid super. Check ato.gov.au if that is you. 2 jobs still count. Each employer pays 12% on what they pay you. They do not average you across jobs. 3 things to do this week. 1. Find your super in My Governor. 2. Check last payday actually landed. 3. Make sure the fund has your tax file number and a real email. Keep your name, address and email up to date with the fund and the ATO. That is how super becomes lost. You move, you change jobs, nobody has a way to find you. That is the locked box. Super is your money. 12% each payday. You cannot spend it yet. Next, part 2, how super is taxed, including the $32,500 cap that started this year. Subscribe. Playlist is in the description.